when the COVID craziness was going down and everyone was saying to me to shut up about everything I was talking about. And I was like, I'm a comedian, so I get to say what I want to say. And I've always kind of felt that way. But boy, it's weird. I wasn't hearing anything out of the comedians during this period per se. And I was like, aren't they the tip of the spear for this kind of stuff?
Right. Because when it comes to, and I think you and I really are on the same page with this, and two of the only voices out there who were pushing back against COVID idiocy. I mean, COVID itself is fading, but the idiocy is not. I still see people with masks, young people, outside. The people who, the science. Well, there's no science for that, you moron.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it outside, and you're young, and the thing is mild now. And it's fucking over almost. Is there going to be another variant? Of course. There's always going to be another variant. The Spanish flu is still here. It's just the way this shit works. But the insanity of it, that was because when people are scared, when you induce this mass hysteria, which is what we did.
Yes.
And you scare people, fear, boy. I mean, it's not just political. It's medical's even worse. Because medically, there's nothing more basic than I want to live. And if people think that this is going to kill them, and of course it has killed some people, but again, that's also a very unsophisticated way to look at it, that COVID killed. Well, first of all, they didn't make any distinction often between died with COVID or died from COVID. For a long time, I think for a whole year, you could die from something if you had COVID even a year before, and they listed it as a COVID death.
Right.
So I'm not saying it wasn't a serious bug that was going around. Of course it was, and it should be respected, and we should have compassion for the people who suffered from it. But there's a lot of bad information, and my overarching theme has always been medical science. We're at the beginning of understanding the human body. I should be able to make my own decisions about how I want to treat this.
Yeah, I saw you mixing it up with Max Brooks on your show. Yeah. And I agree. Also, first off, we do this thing where it's like Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers, these nut jobs out there. I think Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers are doing okay. That's one guy just won the MVP of the league for the third. They're fit.
That's what I was saying.
Why?
That's what I was saying to Max, is that that's what started. I didn't intend to get into that subject Friday night, but we did, because I said there are two types of people who don't want the vaccine. Now, there's one type who I don't have a lot of respect for, because I think it's insane. It's a conspiracy theory that there's a chip in it, or just because it's what the Democrats do, which is a dumb reason not to get a vaccine. And if you are not in good health, if you are obese, you should get the vaccine. I implore you to get the vaccine. But people like Aaron Rodgers and Kyrie Irving and Djokovic, they don't need the vaccine. I understand that completely. When you are in perfect health, and these are athletes, their body is their life. They're very, very, very careful about what they put into their body, because they want to play as long as they can, because every year they play, they're making tens and tens of millions of dollars. So they have the ultimate motivation to keep that body in tip-top shape. So, of course, they don't need the vaccine. So the argument that he was putting forward that, well, what about protecting other people? That argument makes no sense anymore. Now that we know the vaccine does not protect people from getting it.
Right.
It does not protect people from giving it, or stop people from giving it. It just protects you if you have the vaccine. So don't tell me that I have to be part of this, what about protecting other people? Protect yourself. You get the vaccine. Get the vaccine, then you'll be protected, because you were never protected from me anyway, whether I had the vaccine or not.
I'm not a pushover either.
Well, what I did is I just walked up to the kid while he was standing on the sofa, and I said, hey, look,
I don't know. I don't want any problem. I'm going to introduce myself.
Oh
My name is Art
God.
Fuss. Fucking right in this Adam's apple.
Dad, you have to stop punching my friends at the Adam's apple.
That's a lesson you don't learn twice.